The Locust. The Locust, also referred to as the Thumper, is a towering, pitch-black humanoid entity with unnaturally long limbs and a distorted human-like face. Tubular appendages coil around its head and neck, giving it a biomechanical appearance. Its presence is rarely subtle. It announces itself through screens. Whether it's a television, computer, or any digital device, the Locust emerges from within, breaking through glass with spindly, stick-like arms before claiming its prey. What makes this creature truly unsettling is its method of consumption. Victims are found with their bodies untouched, yet internally hollow. Evidence from the episode Love Thumper suggests that it feeds exclusively on organs, leaving no external trace of violence. This peculiar detail reinforces its otherworldly and methodical nature. Despite its predatory instincts, the Locust communicates with an eerie, childlike demeanor. Its fragmented, poorly constructed messages mimic innocence, but its intentions are anything but harmless. Often it pretends to be friendly, just long enough to lure its target. Once the victim attempts to hide, the hunt begins. It is relentless, capable of pursuing its quarry with speed and precision. Survival tips are grim. If the Locust appears on your screen, turn off the device immediately, or better yet, destroy it. Encountering it in person leaves few options. Experts suggest running, though its speed makes escape unlikely. Some theorize that rapid vehicular flight might improve your chances. Terrifying in both form and behavior, the Locust embodies a perfect blend of technological dread and primal hunger, an apex predator lurking behind the screens we trust. The Man in the Suit. The Man in the Suit started out as a regular suit actor working on the first Godzilla film in 1954, but his story quickly spiraled into something far darker. After losing his family to the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he became consumed by grief and hatred toward America. Acting in a film about a creature born from nuclear devastation only deepened his obsession. He refused to take off the Godzilla suit, even outside the studio, and insisted on being called Goji. Things took a horrifying turn when the suit fused with his body. His flesh melted into the rubber material, making him something inhuman, part man, part kaiju. Attempts to separate him only made things worse, triggering a transformation into a towering 10-foot monster. His body became a grotesque mix of synthetic and organic, with skin that looked real and artificial at the same time. What's even more terrifying is how powerful he became. He developed regenerative abilities, immense strength, and even the ability to infect other suit actors through his bite, forcing them to merge with their costumes just like he did. Over time, he grew more violent and unstable, attacking crew members and killing co-stars, all while claiming he was becoming a god and seeking revenge on those who wronged him. The Man in the Suit isn't just a monster, it's a tragedy. A man broken by war, who tried to become something greater, and ended up becoming something far worse. Cartoon Cat.
You're the mouse.
Cartoon Cat is one of Trevor Henderson's most infamous creations and perhaps his most dangerous. At first glance, it looks like a character ripped straight from a 1930s rubber hose cartoon. Big white eyes, a wide grin, and gloved hands. But behind that smiling face hides something ancient, rotten, and malevolent. Trevor himself described it as a hungry, hollow rot, a parasite that uses outdated media as a doorway into our reality. Its appearance is anything but consistent. Cartoon Cat's body is pitch black and malleable, able to change size and shape at will. In some images, it towers over buildings. In others, it appears only slightly larger than a person. Its face shifts between cartoonish and grotesque, with blood-stained teeth and unsettling human-like features emerging in certain forms. Trevor has stated the creature is essentially a shape-shifting blob, capable of extreme body distortion. Cartoon Cat is more than just visually disturbing, it's overwhelmingly powerful. It can slip through television screens, appear in abandoned places, and possibly even erase information about itself. Its regenerative abilities, reality-bending nature, and limitless size make it nearly unstoppable. Trevor implied that in a hypothetical fight between all his creations, Cartoon Cat would come out on top, even against entities like Siren Head or Longhorse. Most encounters end fatally. Other creatures avoid its territory, and for good reason. Cartoon Cat is malevolence personified, a living nightmare wearing the face of childhood nostalgia. As long as people remember old cartoons, this thing has a way back into our world. Coelum Carnis. Coelum Carnis, also called the Monolith, is one of the most imposing members of the Carnis family. Standing at an incredible 120 meters tall, this towering structure of flesh looks like something straight out of a nightmare. A massive pillar of tightly woven meat fibers rooted so deeply into the ground that removing it is impossible with current technology. Its body is supported by two thick, trunk-like legs, while hundreds of rope-like appendages hang from its sides, dragging across the ground. At the top sits a triangular head with a circular hole through it, a feature that may serve as the source of its devastating EMP attacks. Discovered in 1972 on an island in Hudson Bay, 7 monoliths were found arranged in a perfect circle 1.5 kilometers across, surrounding an anomaly known as the Singularity. For the most part, these creatures remain completely still and silent, almost like living statues or trees. But during one unknown incident, they became active, and what followed proved how dangerous they really are. The monoliths are capable of incredible destruction. They can lash out with their appendages, emit an EMP blast strong enough to disable vehicles, and regenerate massive injuries within seconds. In one recorded attack, a rocket strike to its leg was healed almost instantly. Their origin remains a mystery, and their purpose is unknown. But one thing is certain: the monoliths serve no benefit to humanity. If they ever move again, they could pose a catastrophic threat to the entire planet. The Iris. The Iris, also known as the Hungry Eye, is one of the most disturbing anomalies ever documented. At first glance, it looks like an enormous eye floating in space, but it's actually a living, sentient planet. Its sclera glows a dull orange, its pupil a gaping black void leading to an organic interior. Estimated to be larger than Neptune but smaller than Saturn, the Iris is massive, yet it appears capable of changing size, making its true scale uncertain. First detected between the orbits of Neptune and Pluto, the Iris quickly proved it wasn't just a passive presence. It altered Neptune, using the planet as a tool to transfer its inhabitants, mutated life forms designed to reshape Earth. This behavior suggests the Iris is the center of a vast hive mind, capable of assimilating organisms and bending them to its will. Humans have fallen victim as well, with individuals like Jack becoming part of its network. The Iris is intelligent and communicative, though not in any human sense. It sends signals through deep space, even interacting with advanced computer systems during projects like infrared. Probes sent to study it revealed something even more horrifying. The Iris has internal organs, a throat, an esophagus, even what appears to be a conscious mind. In short, this planet is alive. What it ultimately wants is unknown, but one thing is certain: the Iris isn't just watching us. It's planning something, and when it acts, Earth may not survive. The Intruder. The Intruder is one of the most unsettling entities in the Mandela Catalogue mythos. Known for his ability to manipulate technology and prey on human vulnerability, he is responsible for one of the most disturbing events in the series: the simultaneous disappearance of 3,426 children across 4 counties. This incident forced the government to ban most analog devices and mirrors in 2009, as screens became gateways for his attacks. His earliest recorded encounter was with a young Mark Heathcliff, who saw him lurking in the shadows of his home. Over time, the Intruder's influence spread, tampering with public safety broadcasts to distort life-saving information and lure victims into fatal decisions. His role as the host of the Might of the Subconscious only deepened the threat, convincing children to create tulpas, manifestations of imaginary friends, which may have become alternates. Physically, the Intruder rarely leaves the medium he inhabits, often appearing as a distorted human face on television screens or inside electronic devices. When enraged, his features vanish into an unsettling black void, leaving only his eyes. His abilities include manipulating multiple screens at once, distorting audio, and inducing metaphysical awareness disorder, a psychological condition that often ends in suicide. Perhaps most disturbing is his persistence. From Mark Heathcliff's final days to the deaths of Adam and Jonah, the Intruder threads himself through every major tragedy, always watching, always waiting. And as long as screens exist, his reach remains limitless. Wretch. The Wretch began as an ordinary brown bear roaming the Moonlight Acres family camp, but its fate changed when it was offered as a sacrifice to the Iris. Because the offering was not human, the punishment was severe. The bear was reanimated and subjected to grotesque mutations, transforming into something unrecognizable. What emerged bore little resemblance to its former self, a towering abomination constructed from flesh and bone. Its body is a patchwork of sinewy red tissue, riddled with pores that sprout root-like growths, a sign of deep-root disease. Standing at a size comparable to 2 telephone poles, it is a nightmare of asymmetry. Its legs are skeletal and elongated, ending in distorted human-like hands. The head is long and skull-like, more canine than bear. Most disturbing of all, its body is fused with the assimilated remains of countless victims. These people, camp staff and guests alike, are believed to remain conscious within the creature, their lives extended into a state of perpetual horror. Once its transformation was complete, the Wretch began stalking the campgrounds, dragging people from cabins and absorbing them into its own mass. Among its victims were Mary Dean and Glenn Arthur, the camp's founder. Its most notorious attack came during the Moonlight Acres Christmas Eve party in 1985, where it slaughtered nearly everyone present. The Horned Serpent. The Horned Serpent, also known as Hanodaganirs, is an entity that defies conventional understanding. Unlike physical life forms, it spans dimensions, manifesting through colossal appendages that intertwine with human history. Its influence begins subtly, infiltrating the dreams of key figures such as Ferdinand de Lesseps, pushing him to construct the Suez Canal. This act, seemingly unrelated, sets the stage for its gradual emergence. Later, its presence takes root within monuments, most notably the Statue of Progress, and eventually the Statue of Liberty itself. Ulysses S. Grant learns of the serpent's existence during Liberty's construction and modifies the statue's pedestal to contain part of its immense body. By 1913, this containment fails. A massive lung bursts from beneath Liberty's base, toppling the statue. Even after the incident, efforts to restrain the being continue, including gruesome sacrifices at Ellis Island and the founding of Maze Machines, a corporation exploiting its energy for military projects like Project Horned Serpent. But every attempt to control it only delays the inevitable. In 1985, the entity re-emerges in full force, ripping through Liberty and other monuments, leading to explorations into the bizarre network beneath the statue, the Horned Serpent metastructure. Eventually, its power tears reality apart during the event known as the Great Division, where fragments of its body spawn otherworldly structures called corner worlds. Though ultimately slain in another universe, its influence persists across timelines, its legacy marked by monuments, destruction, and a trail of warped history.